Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining me on this Friday, June 17th in the Locher Room. I'm Alan Locher. EJ Bonilla is going head-to-head with John Lithgow in the new FX series, The Old Man, which premiered last night. EJ's career began at 16 years old, and he got his big break when he joined the cast of Guiding Light playing Rafe Rivera, the son of Natalia Rivera and Gus Itoro. He also earned a Daytime Emmy nomination for Outstanding Younger Actor for the role of Rafe. Since then, EJ has built an impressive resume. His first full-length feature, the 2009 Sundance Film Festival favorite, Don't Let Me Drown, was nominated for the Grand Jury Award at Sundance and won the Audience Award for Best Narrative Feature at the 2009 San Francisco International Film Festival. Continuing his momentum, EJ starred in the coming-of-age drama Mamitas, which earned him an Imagen Award nomination for Best Actor. He received an additional Imagen Award nomination for his performance as Dexter, a former high school basketball player whose best days were behind him in Joshua Sanchez's directorial debut, 4. He also starred in the romantic musical Chairs, directed by Susan Seidelman. Most recently, he was a series lead on the critically acclaimed series The Long Road, for which he won the Imagen Award for Best Actor in a Drama Series. He has also appeared as a series regular on Unforgettable, where he originated the role of wisecracking detective Denny Padilla. His guest starring roles include Bull, Insecure, Younger, and Revenge. And he's appeared on Secretary, Bored to Death, Cold Case, Blue Bloods, Shameless, to name a small few. It is my pleasure to welcome my pal, EJ Bonilla, to the Locher Room. Wow, I'm tired from all that you've done.
Look at that. You make me sound cool, Alan. I love it.
You are the coolest. Hey, my friend.
Hi, brother. How you doing?
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, things are going well at the moment. It's always a blessing when bills are paid. That's okay.
Don't we all like that?
I hope so. Yeah.
You know, otherwise they're coming for us if we don't pay them.
Oh yeah, I've had calls. I just forgot. Don't shut it off. I just forgot. I'm irresponsible. Not too broke. I promise.
How's California treating you?
Right now I'm actually still in New York. So
you are nice.
Yeah, so I have a place in LA, and I have a place in New York, so that's really cool. And so when I come to New York, I like to stay for a few weeks so I can visit family and be with my nieces and my nephews. And I'm a simple guy. If I can have sit down and break bread with the people I love, I'm over the moon.
Family's good to be with. Lots of love coming to you. People saying how much they loved Rafe and your portrayal of Rafe. Last night, 2-episode premiere. Congrats on The Old Man.
Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, it's a really amazing show.
Like me, you need to breathe, to get it all out.
I remind myself like 20 times a day just to breathe, because I think it adds to anxiety. You just take short, shallow breaths, and it's never a good thing.
Tell us about Raymond Waters.
Ray Waters is a young CIA agent who's been placed in charge of finding Dan Chase, Jeff Bridges' character on the show, who is a former agent who's been sort of off the grid for the past 30 years. He was especially involved during the Cold War about 30 years ago. And to what extent and what he did, you have to watch the show to fully find out. But this is my character's opportunity to prove himself in the agency. So he's very eager, very, very eager.
What was auditioning and screen testing like for this role?
Oh, it's always weird, right? Because, actors are just like, please just give me the opportunity and I'll show you what I can do. I got really, really lucky with this group of artists that were behind this show because they responded to me pretty quickly. So I sent in an audition. I didn't have enough time to fully finish it. I sent in like through 2/3 of a full audition. There were 3 scenes, and I sent in like the 2 most important ones because I had limited time and limited time with my reader, the people who were helping me tape in LA. And I think that they responded well to what I was playing with Raymond. Like, he doesn't sound like me. Raymond's got a bit of a he's got a bit of a twang to him. He sounds more like that is Agent Raymond Waters, Bob Lasker over at DCS put me on to you. Yes, sir. Now I'm working a case he thought you might be able to be helpful with. Yes, sir.
Wow. I love it. Love it.
So I love getting to play with character, you know. I think that, you know, you can be a leading male type, but I like to consider myself a character actor. And I played with it, and Denise Scheinman, the casting director, had me come into her office just because I was going to be out of town. And I ended up meeting with the producers and writers of the show within the first week I auditioned. I think that they knew they wanted me on their team, and finding that out later, like in retrospect, that's really cool. You know, good people resonating with something that you're doing, especially if you're trying something a little different, is always really exciting. So I found out relatively early on that when they told me they were testing with other people, there wasn't anyone else. That, like, later on I found out from from like Dan Schatz and John Steinberg, the producer and writer of the show, that it was always only me. So that's
awesome.
cool. That's a good feeling as an actor.
Yeah,
you know?
I was going to say that's got to be a good feeling. I really, you know, I got on a bus at 7 a.m. this morning in hopes that I could watch it, but stupid Verizon wouldn't let me watch my DVR out of home. I think it's an FX. I think it's an FX thing, but it's on my DVR at home, and I will watch it this weekend, my friend. I've got the.
Brother, I hope you do. It's also on Hulu. For anyone out there, it's also on Hulu now, streaming.
Well, I would have downloaded if I knew I wouldn't be able to watch it ahead of time. So I was pissed because I thought I could watch the DVR. You know, you mentioned Jeff Bridges. It also has John Lithgow. I mean, I'm sure you knew their names, but are you aware of their work?
Yes, absolutely. I'm a huge fan of both of those amazing boys, man. John, when I sat, Denise Scheinman had me come and do the scene that I didn't finish. She had me come in to do it. Really, I found out it was like just a way for her to get to know me before I went back to New York City. But while she and I were having a conversation, I noticed behind her a picture of John Lithgow. And I stopped the conversation and be like, you wait a second. You very nice. Why he there? Why he there? Why that there? Why? How come? Why? And she was like, oh, you mean John? I was like, you mean John? Yeah, John Lithgow. Why? Why he there? And she was real sweet. She was like, oh, he's cast as Harold Harper. He's the person who you'd have most of your scenes with. And I just was just like, oh man. Because he's one of the most brilliant actors I've ever watched, but he's also one of the most intelligent men I've ever met. And so getting to, in the show when we finally started recording and everything, getting to play with him in scenes, oh my God, it's everything. He makes acting very easy.
You talked about yourself as a character actor.
Indeed.
That is a character actor.
Oh my God. Third Rock from the Sun is one of my favorite shows of all time. They like don't skim on the heart, and they're hilarious every step of the way. And I told John, and we talked about it a lot in between shooting scenes and in between takes and stuff. I was like, I got to be honest with you, man. I'm one of those people. I'm a fan, man. That show helped me through times of depression at different times of my life. Just times where like you needed familiar voices in the background so you weren't overthinking the things that were going on in your head.
Yeah.
I'd watch Third Rock from the Sun. An incredible show. Always fun.
I didn't, but you know, I've seen him in plenty. I know it wasn't my, you know, you were younger when that was, I need to find that. Because I love him. I love Joseph Gordon-Levitt. You know,
it's over the top ridiculous humor. I'm writing a show right now. I created a show called Gatos Negros, and it is like a slapsticky comedy, but grounded with real heart. about two low-level criminals that are brothers who find out that their elder brother passed away, and in his will left these guys their nephew, Ted, to be legal guardians of their brother's kid. So it's like this show about balancing like PTA meetings and low-level crime. It's like if the two bad guys from Home Alone adopted Kevin. And when I think about creating that show, I go back to Third Rock from the Sun a lot because it was ridiculous, but still grounded and still.
Say the name of it again.
The show that I'm creating. The show that I'm creating. I mean, it's not out there yet. We're pitching it right now.
Right.
The literary department at Innovative. It's called Gatos Negros, Black Cats.
Black Cats. Thank you. That's what I was trying to figure out. Do you like writing?
Oh, I love writing. I mean, I tend to try to work with a writer who's had more training than I have, because I'll immerse myself in world and character, and I'll play. And it really helps if in the room I have someone who's going, "Oh, I love that, yes." And we'll do a lot of like it's like a balancing job. I'll get on the computer and I'll type away and we'll discuss. But I tend to work with a partner.
That's interesting because I don't think you know this gentleman. He's a soap producer. He produces a series called The Bay. His name is Gregory J. Martin, and he works with Wendy Rich, who for many years produced General Hospital in much of its heyday.
Oh, wow.
And you know, he's like you, where he's got all these ideas, but she's the level head and says, okay, you want to do that, but why? Why is the character going to do that? Not just to, you know, boom, make a statement, but, you know, to have the whys and all those reasons is such an important part of the writing process.
Absolutely. Yeah, you need balance, man. You need balance in the room. And sometimes I can do it on my own, and it just helps if I have a partner going, yes, and let's write that down before it's lost forever. Yeah, okay.
I know you can't say much, but what can we expect this season on The Old Man?
One of the best parts of The Old Man is that it is the action movie after the action movie, if that makes any sense. So like Dan Chase is this guy who gave up that life 30 years ago. He's just trying to have a peaceful experience with his family, and he hopes he can grow old in peace. And sometimes they keep bringing you back in. So it's you can expect a lot of twists and turns. And one of my favorite parts of the show is that we don't over glorify this man in that, oh, you're after him, he punches you and you fall through a brick wall and he's incredibly powerful. They really make use of the reality behind a man who used to be this incredibly well-trained agent who's now 72 years old, you know? And so they have to make that something of like real substance when they choreograph fight sequences. All the reality behind the action is one of the things that makes this thing so incredible. So when anyone watching, if you get a chance to watch the pilot, I don't think I'm spoiling anything when I say there's a 6-minute fight sequence with Jeff Bridges that will absolutely blow your mind.
Wow, that's awesome. And Amy Brenneman too, right?
Oh, I love her.
Yeah.
She's so powerful. That woman is, not only is she gorgeous, she's a powerful actor. She's such an artist. Such an artist.
I got to talk to her briefly on my show last year sometime. She was amazing.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
Jill Laurie just said, look at him.
Hey, Jill.
You were born in Brooklyn to Puerto Rican parents. Tell me what being Puerto Rican means to you.
I mean, I love being a brown boy. You know, I think that it's interesting. I have this conversation with friends every once in a while. Like sometimes in the States, you don't always have like national pride when you're of color. Like, and I think that like something I miss is like I don't have an experience on the island in Puerto Rico to have like full Puerto Rican pride. So my experience has been very subject to the experience of Latinos in New York City. But with that, there's just so much flavor, right? Like food is a huge part of my life. Like I don't speak Spanish as fluently as I'd love to, but when I hear it, I feel like I'm home. I used to think that salsa was only for cleaning houses on Saturday mornings, and now it's one of my favorite go-tos on my iPhone. You know?
That's hysterical. I love that.
Like when your mom would wake you up, you'd be like, "Oh my God, I was in school all week. Let me sleep in." And it's 7 a.m. and bam, 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 is on the radio. You're just like, "Lady, leave." I used to hate it, and now it's one of the most comforting musical choices of genre. You know.
What's your favorite food?
My favorite, well, so it depends, right? If we're talking like Puerto Rican food, my grandmother's the best cook in the world, right? Because grandma's supposed to be. But my grandmother actually loves Italian people. I'm sure she would have married an Italian man if she could, if the 60s were different, you know? And when she was 19 years old, she came to Brooklyn. So like it was 1950 something. This 19-year-old beautiful Puerto Rican woman is in Brooklyn in this little apartment. And one of her upstairs neighbors was this like 70-year-old Italian man in the 50s. So this isn't, you know, this goes back. And he taught her how to make this pasta and sauce from scratch. It's like real, like old school Sicilian pasta and sauce and meatballs. She makes that to this day. My grandmother, God bless her, is still with us. She's 90, gonna be 92.
That's amazing. And so it's great that you get to come home and spend time with them.
Oh, it's incredible. But she'll make that pasta, and I don't care if I'm trying to diet for a part. I don't care if I'm just trying to not have a belly. I will eat. I'll eat it. I just eat it all. It's absolutely amazing. It's delicious.
Yeah. Those foods from our childhood do something.
Nostalgia is a seasoning, man. To everything.
Yeah, I love that. That's so great. So talk about playing Danny Zuko in 9th grade. How did that role come about?
That's funny. So I'm a kid from Brooklyn. There's a lot of especially in around that time in the early 2000s, there was just, it was Brooklyn before Brooklyn now. Okay, Williamsburg is it's very different.
Very, very different.
You know, I wasn't allowed outside after a certain time. Where I go now to get organic chicken and then go to Yoga Flow, I wasn't allowed there. Period. At one point. But in 9th grade, we had this like dance performance every year in our school, and it was really, you know, and when you're in a school in the hood, you don't really have sports teams like that. So the cheerleading team was really just a dance team, and this is the show they looked forward to every year. So half of them hated me because half of the show was themed, and the theme that year was Grease, and I just happened to be the kid who was like, "Hey, Mr. Camishine, I mean, I love Grease, man. I do that." There was no audition process. It was just me going, "Hey," on a random note, on a random day, and he took me seriously. And so 3 months passed by, and Mr. Camishine, who was both our gym teacher / the dance cheerleader organizer person, was like, "EJ, you still mean that?" And I was just like, yeah. Like one of my buddies was doing another dance, and I was like, "Sure." And it ended up becoming this whole thing. And I never knew what I really liked. I never knew what I was really good at. I knew I liked watching TV. And I think the moment I stepped on that stage in this lip sunk dance performance of Grease, I knew. I was forever changed. I knew this is where magic is real, and it's easier for me to play here, you know.
And what did you do next? Like, did you go home and tell mom and dad, "This is what I want to do"?
They had no idea that any of this was even in me. I was a quiet. I didn't have any friends till I was like 15. Like I was like the kid who would pretend to be asleep at the lunch table, so it seemed as if it were my choice. No one was talking to me.
That's hard to believe.
Oh, it's very true. Thank you, though. I think like for me, like I found God in my life, and I found a confidence that helped me let go of the weight of the world, right? The watchful eyes of others can tear us down. And I think when you let that go, and you give yourself permission to be whatever it is that you are, especially outside of like toxic masculinity, right? Like I have a podcast that I'm creating right now, and we're trying to get Gersh to like have a conversation about it and help us produce it, called "You Are Not Your Father," and it's a space where young men, where males of color could come together to discuss what it is to be male in 2022.
EJ, that's amazing.
Oh,
amazing.
thank you. Yeah, I was working with these kids in Boston at this place called BAA, Boston Arts Academy, and they're little boys and girls that look like me and are in a performing arts school that has like no money. They're deeply underfunded. If anyone wants to go donate to the school, do it, because they're incredible kids. But it's hard when you're not LaGuardia. And at one point, I knew some of the boys were having problems, and these are little artists. They're not little gangsters; they're little artists. Mm-hmm. And I pulled just the boys aside at one point and kept them from the next class. And one of the first things I said in this little powwow of a conversation was, "Guys, you're not your fathers. You're not your older brothers or your uncles or the men in your life that you think you're supposed to be like." But that's really cool, man, because it means that whatever you are is yours and you get to figure that out. And I had 3 of these young kids start to bawl crying. And what I realized in that moment is that we don't mean to, but we often don't give our boys permission to be exactly what they are, regardless of how you identify. Even if you're a little straight boy like me who loves ballet, right? Like that was hard for me. It was hard being a dancer and living in Brooklyn at the time that I did, right?
Sure.
It was hard to like, I would go outside and walk my dog and fly and pirouette and dance and flip, and the assumption of what that means about who I am, and I'm not a real boy, to make it a Pinocchio.
Yeah, I'm sure people called you what I actually am.
Oh, all the time, which is fine with me.
Right, but that's sadly because that's what people, throw on you or, place on you because they don't understand it.
Oh, I mean, it's a bunch of things. It's just the idea that like masculinity isn't a spectrum, that there's not a scale, that there's many different types of boy and male and man that you can honor and still be all man. And I think that like that's part of why I want to create that podcast. I want to give a space for men of all shades to come together and be like, oh my God, yes, that was also my struggle. I just needed permission to be myself.
Great idea. Love it.
Thank you.
Such an adult these days.
Never, ever. Don't hush your mouth. Never.
Who are some of your? Well, wait. So what talk? Because we were talking about mom and dad. What did you say to them, and did they accept your choice right away?
To be an actor? Honestly, I don't think that. So like this was a really sweet moment when we were talking about the Grease thing. It's junior high school. I was in 9th grade, but my junior high school at that time went up to 9th grade. So I was like a senior in my junior high school in Brooklyn. Any John Erickson cats out there? Hello. And you have a performance on like a Thursday, Friday when you're at that age. And my mother and everyone had tickets to Friday. But they snuck in late Thursday. They just walked into the school and were like, well, no, we don't have a ticket. There's like 20 minutes left in the show. And they snuck in and they caught Grease Lightning as it was happening. And my mother and my brother were just like, who the is this kid? I had no idea, because I was such a shy, maybe still dramatic little boy. I think that they really were completely blindsided. To hear them tell the story, they didn't know I had anything like that in me. And they came the next day prepared to like really record everything. I think they knew. I think the moment they watched Grease, they were like, yeah, he's going to be going that direction. We don't know how he could.
Did you really know you had it at that time, or was it just something you loved Grease?
I know that I've been blessed to believe in my magic. And a friend of mine said to me recently when I was nervous about a performance, she was like, "Don't forget, EJ, magic need not be explained." Like sometimes we second guess ourselves and we overthink and all these different things. When say how you feel, be exactly what you are. So we have to relearn those lessons over and over again. I don't think I knew for sure that that's what I was going to do forever, but I knew that I loved something for the first time. And that for me was really enough. And so I did what I tell every young actor to do, is immerse yourself in the culture. The moment you feel a spark, read, play, dive, immerse yourself in that culture, and something will happen, you know?
Where do nerves come for EJ today? Like, do you get nervous much?
All the time. Sorry, I don't know if I'm allowed to
That's
curse.
okay.
Okay.
You can.
All the fucking time. Okay, so I love that I'm talking with you because I feel so comfortable. I'm just a punk. I'm a punk. I'm a big feeler. And it's a beautiful thing, I know. I get completely overwhelmed sometimes, even when I have an audition. I will, I talked about this on my stories the other day, where sometimes, even when things are going amazing, you just disappear into your own fears. When things are going amazing, all this anxiety will creep up about, oh, it's still not enough, and you should have done this, and you should have done that, and we're so quick to hurt ourselves when most of the time everything's fine. So when I get nervous about auditions, I'm lucky to have a community of people that will help come together to still help me to get an audition in. Like yesterday, I went to my friend's house to tape an audition, and I was just like, I don't know what's going on. I'm just not getting it. It's an easy one for me. I'm all in my feelings, and I need a break. And we went for a walk. We got some food truck food, and we took time to breathe, and then we got back to it. And I think we have to remember that we're human and everything's a process. And for me now, when I'm on set, nerves is just I'll filter that into excitement. That
energy.
Yeah, like my acting coach in New York, Anthony Abeson, is amazing. If anyone's looking for an amazing coach, Anthony is one of the only people I trust with my craft. And he'll say, you got to be careful with those bats, the bad actor thoughts, those bats. And what will always refocus you are strong choices. So as an artist, a really strong choice will make those bats disappear.
I love that. I love the acronym. Do you like auditioning at home in comparison to the old way of going in?
I think even before the pandemic, things were starting to transition to a space where you audition a lot at home. You're sending in tapes. I think it's a lot easier for casting directors even that might be overwhelmed trying to find characters for the entire show or shows. I think that there's an energy when you're in the room that's really amazing. And there's something about being like, here we go. We're going to get on stage and we got one shot at this, baby. Let's go. Come on. Bathroom, myself up. I'm like, you are the man. And that's a lot of fun. But I think that it's really great to have your home as a space to explore. And like yesterday's audition only ended up being about 3.5 minutes between all 3 scenes. And I spent 5 hours on it.
Wow.
Just exploring and playing and like digesting nuance, If you have space to rehearse and goof around, then rehearse and goof around, So that part I really like. I think that it helps with craft as an actor. It's like, oh, I'm back in the gym. I'm back in the studio. I'm lifting weights,
I love it. Who are some of your acting role models?
Oh gosh. I mean, there's plenty. I mean, Jeff Bridges and John Lithgow really are two of the people that like. I mean, The Old Man is the first TV show Jeff's ever done. You know,
Ever?
aside from, yes, sorry, I only get texts from my mother when this happens, and like, like you put your phone on silent, but like that one will go through. That one's like,
Correct. Yeah.
fine, everything's okay. Oh my gosh. Ooh, let me answer this.
Is mom at your door?
It might be my neighbor. I'm so sorry. Can I have 1 second?
Yes, absolutely. Go right ahead. How can you not love EJ Bonilla, guys? He is a good human being.
Thank you, guys. That's what happens when you have good neighbors.
What
my
were they
neighbor,
doing?
I had a delivery. My neighbor was pounding on my door for a delivery. It was very nice.
That's very nice. You live alone?
So I have a place. The place that I have right now is the same place I've had since I was very, very small. I live in my family's apartment in Brooklyn. So I have a roommate who is on the opposite side of the house. But it's really cool because, New York has those old railroad style apartments.
Yeah.
My mother used to have to walk from her room through my room just to get to the bathroom. And I have trauma from that. So I just was like, nope, this is now the living room. This is now my living room. And so my roommate has his own living room. He has his own bedroom. And then I have my own living room. I have my own bedroom. So it's nice. Very nice. I'm so sorry, Alan. What question?
Okay, we were talking Jeff Bridges' first television show. I was talking about your acting role models.
Oh my God. Yeah. From Greece, it was probably John Travolta. And when you go to really good films like Pulp Fiction, you're just like, oh, okay. I think it's about having a nice balance for me when it comes to like who you model yourself after or who you're really drawn to. A nice mix of people who make candy real sustenance, which is what I believe John can do with TV and slapstick comedy, but make you go, no, there's a genius at work. Or Kelsey Grammer, what he does with Frasier it's just ridiculous, right? Like they teach you how to take sitcom, which can be thrown away by a lot of people, and make it just really good theater. And that's what I believe sitcoms are now. I think that when sitcoms are done well, it's just great live theater, and we happen to record it. And then there's the people that stand in front of the camera who mostly do film, like Jeff, that you'll just be blown away in true grit, and you're completely transported to a different world, Or one of my favorites is, I love Julia Roberts, right? I love Sandra Bullock. Like you just want to play with them all the time, right? Like Practical Magic is one of my favorite movies, or Pretty Woman is one of my favorite movies. And then,
I worked on that movie.
Did you really?
In PR, yeah.
That's incredible. That's wild. What was that like?
It was cool. I didn't get to meet her, but it was something to, it was one of the first movies probably I did work on, and It was such a huge hit. And at that time, we would screen movies, lots of times when they had reactions like a movie like that did, to really spread the word of mouth around.
Oh my God.
New York, seeing movies like that, that was the best part of my early career working in movies. New York City, there is, for people who are watching us from around the world, there is nothing like seeing a movie that elicits reactions in New York City, because the audience and the people there come alive, and it really is something.
Oh, New York's its own organism, man. It's its own altogether.
When you're watching a movie together in an environment that elicit, from a horror movie to, I worked on Sister Act, and
Kathy
You know.
Nankini is one of my besties.
I don't know her, but that was an amazing experience.
Oh, I love that. Kathy.
Yeah.
Kathy was one of the nuns in Sister Act. She's also one of the witches in Hocus Pocus.
Yes, and I can't wait for Hocus Pocus 2.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be it's gonna be a ruckus. Actually, you know what? I can't forget Anthony Hopkins as when I first watched Meet Joe Black, I was like, that is what true love's first kiss is supposed to look like with Benicio del Toro in Usual Suspects. And as a Puerto Rican man, that's huge for me. And then there's John Leguizamo, who is
phenomenal.
And Broadway, and like that's one of my dreams, is to like have my own one-person show on Broadway. Oh God, I love him.
Start writing.
I am actually. I have some characters that I've created.
I will be there with bells on.
I love you for that.
Be there with bells on. Is there a role that you've seen recently of someone's that you look at and say, God darn, I wish that was my role?
Wish that was my role in ways, right? Because there's a part of me that goes, hey man, if it's for me, it's for me. Like,
right, but just seeing something, right, of course. But I mean, like, if there's some show or movie that you saw recently, like, oh, I wish I had that
shit. Yeah, fucking Top Gun, man. Top Gun came around. I was like, where the fuck was my audition? What? They learned how to fly their own jets? Oh, man. Oh, my God. That was, oh my, dude. They flew their own jets and worked the cameras in the cockpit. What? Oh, my God. I saw that and I was like, that's a Latino man. That's a Latino. Where was my audition, Hollywood? What the fuck, man? Shit.
Call that agent. Call that agent.
Call my people and be like, "Hi, I'm just sorry. I'm so happy to be with you. Don't hate me. Love me."
My people. My people. Fans would like you to take us back to your audition for Guiding Light.
It's actually a funny story. So I'll love Rob DeCina forever. I auditioned yesterday. I was auditioning for Why Women.
You did?
I did. That was the audition. I was having so much anxiety over it. I don't know why. I just needed to like go relax.
Did you know it was Rob?
I did. Rob's amazing. He's always given me love since the very, very beginning. And I think he was reaching out. I've been busy with the premieres and I haven't been able to even look at the material that they'd sent me. And Rob was like, he kept calling my people like, can EJ get it in? Yes or no? Because he keeps looking out. So I love him so much.
That's awesome.
And so Rob kind of started my career. Or not kind of, in a lot of ways, really, really did. He said yes to me, even though I accidentally missed the first or second audition. So Rafe was auditioning, and I was at university at the time. I was in college. I was in upstate New York at Bard College. And it's not always easy to get from upstate to take that Amtrak to get you into Penn Station to get to the audition. That's like at least a 2-hour trip if you do it right. And thankfully I didn't drink or smoke or do anything in college. I was a very straight-edged boy. And I just was really tired the next morning. And I missed my train. I missed my train to get into the city. And they were like, that's okay. That's okay. We're going to tell them there was ice on the track. Sorry, Rob, that was not all truth. I can say it now. It was over 10 years ago. I think it's okay. It's like the statute of limitations have worn out. It's okay.
Yeah. You can lie now. Tell the truth now.
Yeah, my reps were like, EJ, it's winter time. We're going to tell them there's ice on the tracks. You're take the next train and you'll still make it. I fell asleep on the train station like bench. I had 2 hours to wait. I was like, oh, I'll set my alarm and I'll wake up. I slept right through my alarm and I woke up to hear I thought I was going to get fired from my reps. I thought they were going to just drop me. I thought that my like acting try was done, because at that point it was like, oh, I'm going to college, but like this is cool. I like this. Like I was really lucky to start acting in high school and have reps in high school where you get to pay your dues when you don't have to pay rent.
Mm-hmm.
And my manager, who's my manager to this day, and she's like an aunt to me. She's absolutely family. Elise Kosef chewed me out. She chewed me out. She was like, I don't know what we're gonna do with you. How this is an incredible opportunity, and you're just. And I was like, no, I'm so sorry. Anyways, it's a long story. I'm gonna make it very short. Rob didn't find a kid that he liked, and he still reached out to my reps. Like, if EJ can make it, he can come to the second callbacks in Manhattan on this day. And I did, and the rest is history. It ended up working out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I was very lucky, very, very lucky. I had
Yeah, you had a lot of love. I mean, what did you write on Instagram last night?
What did I write on Instagram last night?
Jessica Lucia loves me.
Oh, Jessica, my mama. God, you shut your face. You shut your face. I love you so much.
Stop it.
Why has time not taken you? What the fuck? This is good.
I'm supposed to look like this.
No, I love it. Oh my
beautiful.
God.
Hello, my friend.
You make me melt every time I see you. I don't know why. Okay.
Tell me more. What's going on? You chit-chatting?
We're chatting. He was talking about how he fell asleep on his way down to the audition for Guiding Light.
Yeah, I was almost Not Your Son. I missed 2 trains. I fell asleep on both of them. I was at the first train, and then I took a 20-minute nap, and then it was gone. And then I 2 hours, and I took another nap, and it was gone again.
I spent many a morning being like, EJ better be on time this morning.
Yeah. No.
Oh, really?
And I would worry, and I would start sweating, and I would just be like, I was always worried. He always usually was, but there was something that always made me like anxious about EJ on the train.
Yeah, no, you had the right to feel that way. I can't, there's no excuses. I'm a very irresponsible person. I don't mean to be. I mean well, and that helps me get away with shit, but no.
Have you gotten better?
No. No.
Wow.
Enough that like I'm there on time, but like, you know how like on time is late? I've gotten to the point where I'm not late. I'm on time late. So no, I don't know. I get it done. I'm real nice.
He is a quite a responsible young man. He's grown up into a good young man. Tell your mom about this podcast you want to do.
Oh, I'm workshopping.
I love this idea.
So I'm working with some producers right now to get a podcast idea sold called "You Are Not Your Father," and it's a space where like men of color can come together to discuss what it is to be male in 2022, and it's kind of like a barbershop talk without the toxic masculinity. The goal is to focus on toxic. It's the focal point of the show, because often young men are just not given permission to be whatever it is that they are. And, you know, when you're a brown kid from Brooklyn and you're dancing ballet in the city, you're a target and a half. So like I'd be in the city and I'd be like this, stretching every moment is an opportunity to dance. And then I'd be like, you know what I'm saying? Nah, I don't want no drugs. I just want to go upstairs, do my homework, you know? So I was telling Alan that I was working with some kids at Boston Arts Academy a few years ago, and that was the conversation we had. It just like came to be the thing that I felt they needed to hear. They are not their fathers. And like 3 of those kids started bawling. And you realize that there's so many boys out there that just aren't given permission. And so I'd love this podcast to be medicine for those that need it. There's a lot of people who need to hear that, you know? So
that's your little boy.
That's a brilliant idea. You're welcome.
Thank you, Mommy.
For my beautiful offspring.
This is you.
It's so cute. It's so cute.
How are you? Where are you? I love you and I miss you and I want to see you all the times.
I'm here. I'm always here. I've never left. I will always be here. I would love to see you.
Can we break bread? Can I feed you? Can I feed your family?
Oh, you want to feed me?
All of you. All of you. I love your husband as much as I love you. I don't know.
Let me tell you, I wouldn't know anything about anything if it weren't for Brian being like, see what EJ's doing? You see what Tommy did?
Yeah.
You see what's going on, Murray?
Hey.
Like,
that's what I do to my husband about everything.
all the time.
Totally.
All the
Yes.
time. I'm like, huh? And he's like, oh, I mean, he knows everything. He is on top of everything in a way that I am not and sometimes can't be. I wish I could be. I'm getting better.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean,
did he tell you Tommy's girlfriend?
Yes. You're his girlfriend? I knew it.
Do you know who his girlfriend is?
Opportunity.
Do I know? Yes, I know.
No, EJ.
Should I? No.
Yeah.
I don't know who my girlfriend is.
I'm gonna pick her for you, boo boo.
Yeah, I actually.
I bet that would be a good person.
I'm tired of being heartbroken. I'm such a little bitch. I really.
Tommy is dating Kaylee Cuoco.
Jessica and I both were like.
She knew that.
No, I know who that is, baby.
Oh, okay.
You will know. Big Bang Theory.
Kaylee Cuoco.
Come on. You're hysterical.
I have no idea who that is. I'm sorry.
Yes, you do. You do.
Yes, I do.
You'd know her face if you saw her face.
Oh,
absolutely.
Is it a good thing for him? Do we like her for him? What are we doing? What are we talking about?
I don't know her.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I'm just saying that because Jess said, Brian was telling Jess everything everybody's doing, but Tommy posts pictures of her, so that's. I mean, it's not. I didn't let it.
They're Insta official.
I didn't let it out of the bag. I'm not sharing anything I shouldn't be.
All out there.
It is all out there. It is all out there.
Well,
EJ, what do you think you learned working opposite this beautiful woman?
Maybe show up on time. Like I always thought Jess was just so funny and cool. I don't know why I thought that, but I did.
I don't know either.
I honestly, one of the things that I would walk away feeling is like, I wish I was as comfortable in my skin as she is. And I think that like it made her so easy for everyone to work with, and it made her access what was in her. So I thought, at least from my perspective at the time, it felt like it was easy for you. And I wanted to be that comfortable on set, and I wasn't. I was always so scared and so nervous.
Oh, you were a baby. You were so young.
Yeah,
Young.
And so it was a good thing, right? It was a good thing to have such a sweetheart of a human to be my mom, because I think I still needed one, and I needed one on set. So thank you.
It's interesting. I think in spaces like that, some kids get really lucky to have somebody, like you, Jess, who really would look out, because it doesn't always happen. You might not get an actor who opens themselves up to care enough,
Well, I mean, have you ever seen EJ in a bad mood? Like,
no,
I never saw it. You were always enthusiastic. You were always happy to be there. You had that youthful joie de vivre that was infectious, and it was fun, and you were funny, and some things you did know and some things you didn't know, and you made me feel younger. So it wasn't hard. You were a delightful little person. And now you're like a grown-ass man. It's weird.
Your children are grown-ass children. I'm just like, what?
Yeah. But wait, you were a mother to EJ before you were a mother, right?
Yes, EJ was my first. It's my first. And then I had a couple more. Yeah.
And you did.
Yeah.
Any inkling that they might follow in your footsteps?
No desire. I mean, I don't know about the little one. She's only 4. But my 13-year-old girl is like, no thanks, nah. And I'm like, for now.
Yeah.
Okay.
For now is right. Is it true that Venice is coming back?
I don't know.
Oh, I thought I saw something online, so I don't know. You know, I thought I saw Crystal post
Oh,
something.
I haven't spoken about it yet. I mean,
Yeah, I don't. She might have just said that they're working on writing it or something.
no, that wouldn't surprise me, but I'm not. I don't know for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, because she's always working.
She's always working. She's always doing something. She's amazing.
Mm.
Yeah.
She is. I was just asking AJ, do you like doing auditions at home?
No, I hate it.
Mm.
Absolutely hate it. This is like it's like doing work from your bedroom. You're not supposed to do that. That's how I feel about auditioning, self-tapes. I have animals and I have children and it's distractions and I don't want to read with my husband and I don't want to read with my daughter. Yeah, I'd read with you any day, but it doesn't, and I feel like everything looks like shit that I submit, and I'm sure someone's submitting something gorgeous, and I'm submitting me like fighting off a bird and like I live next to a bridge. The sound, do you know what I'm saying? Like it's not, my life is not conducive to that. I like it separate in somebody else's space.
That's really interesting, actually. It gives an unfair advantage to people who don't have lives, you know? Like, I didn't think about that until now because I don't have a life. So, that must be incredibly difficult. Being a mom and a partner and a pet mama,
I'm a pet mama too, and I live in an apartment in Washington Heights next to a giant bridge.
Right.
So
no.
I'd rather get in a train and go in someone else's space and do it with someone else.
Are you able to these days? Are they opening that up more?
Well, I'm not going out very often, but I mean, I've done maybe one or two in person over the last. Everything else is, you know, self tapes and Zooms, and I kind of hate it.
Mm. Yeah,
but I guess it's
chemistry reads over this thing is
over
just,
Zoom.
oh my God. I've lost out on parts where I was like, I thought I was going to be the guy of this show. And then they're like, oh, no, this woman doesn't see her. How the fuck how am I supposed to connect with you? We didn't even have like a coffee in the waiting room together. Like, I just think
it changes everything when you're with a human person. With like, where you could possibly touch them. Changes everything.
There are a couple moments though where I've like seen the final product of that thing I thought I was gonna get, and I was like, it was good. No, chemistry was definitely off. Thank you. Perfect. Great.
I love seeing you two together.
Me too. You
could be here right now.
That would have been funny.
Are you in New York?
You tried to surprise me, and then I popped into her camera. You'd be like,
He is in New York right now.
I'm here.
Yeah, let me know when you're free. I'm free after this weekend. I have space. I have time.
Okay.
I was going to say the same. So, EJ,
we're gonna have a play date because of the locker room.
Come into the city, EJ. I'll treat you for a drink, EJ.
I'm okay.
Come into the...
Yeah. I'm of age now, and I drink now.
So weird.
Yeah, I didn't drink before though. I didn't drink until I was like 24.
That's good.
Really?
Is it? I don't know. I learned about one. And I was like, this is what I was missing.
Wait, no one at Guiding Light ever got you to drink?
Oh wait, you're right. That was the first time I'd ever gotten drunk.
I was gonna say somebody. There's a lot of people there that I could name.
Caitlin and Bonnie. After my Emmy nom that I didn't win thing, I was like, I'm in Los Angeles for one of the first times. They were like, I was like, what's this? They were like, it's shots. And I was like, what's in the shots? I know
that might be that picture of the two of you. Is that Emmys?
That could be.
Might be.
Because that's a good picture.
Very serious.
That is a great picture of the two.
I learned what the air does. You know, when you're like, oh, I was fine until I hit the air, until I got out of that car. I think I was in Caitlin's room with her and her boyfriend for no reason. At one point, she was like, you have to leave. And I was like, oh, God.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Oh, memories.
Those are the good days.
I got good days coming, man. The good days are still here. I believe that thoroughly.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it's so nice to see everybody, doing things. That Tommy P and that Murray Bartlett, my God.
Murray is so good.
Murray.
And fit. I'm so jealous of his abs.
Did you all watch that White Lotus?
I haven't yet.
Oh, EJ.
Yeah.
You are in for a delightful time. You're not even going to believe what you're seeing.
No, you are not. And with him.
I just want to be
specifically.
I want to do craft with y'all. Yeah, is he amazing?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he deserves all that,
Yeah.
It was quite a role, that came along during the pandemic, so interesting.
Oh God, yeah. There's a bunch of stuff like that. People hit away for a while and made a show. I had
the guy who wrote that show was asked by HBO to write a show during the pandemic, basically, so they could create something, I think, to put on television, but also where they could put people together to stay safe.
Yeah.
And so they were in a hotel for the whole shoot, basically, so.
Yeah. I shot this pilot in Mexico, and I'm not complaining because I spent a month and a half at a resort that I could never afford, ever.
So good.
Oh my God, I had my own pool. I was naked all the time, guys. All the time. I was like, ooh. It was a lot of fun. I was on set for 6 days. I didn't have to do anything. It was amazing.
So good.
Yeah. I totally deserve it.
My husband calling.
Damn it, Brian. You're busy.
Yeah.
I'm talking to you right now.
He knows what you're doing.
Silly Brian.
Please say hello for both of us.
We will. We will.
It's so good to see you, Jess. I love you.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for calling me for surprises.
I love
surprises. I love you, and I'm so proud of you.
Oh, I love the heck out of you. I want. Let's talk more in person. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
Come see me.
Yeah, I will.
I don't venture out, but you can come see me.
Good. I'll bring board games and distractions for the babies. I'm like you.
I'm gonna do that too. I'm gonna call you. Ray and I will come up to Washington Heights sometime.
Oh my God, please. And this is not talk. I'm being serious.
Yes, I know.
We human interaction. Yes.
Ever. I would love to. Now that we're getting out again.
All right, good.
Bye, Jess. Love you.
Love you.
Love you. I'm so happy you did that. I melt every time I see her.
I thought to do it initially, but then when you wrote Jessica Lucia loves me last night, I called her first thing this morning, and I was like, oh, I needed to do it.
You made my. You really.
Oh, good. Before I let you go, do you have a dream role you'd love to play?
I mean, honestly, one of my dreams is to be the person who creates the roles. I finally am breaking into a space where, and I'm really proud of this. I'm getting told no, and getting told no is a daily experience for me as an actor. Excuse me, but getting to be a storyteller and being told no by production companies for the TV show I'm trying to pitch. Fuck yeah. Tell me no. Tell me no because it means I'm in the game,
Okay. Means they're taking a look at it. Means you're doing something.
Yeah. I won't name names, but there's a conversation I had recently with a certain person's production company and they said no. And I was like, cool, no big deal. It's not for everyone. Let's see who else is out there. And then the VP of that company was like, but you know what? EJ stands out in this. I created a sizzle reel of what the show would be like, and we're using that to help pitch. And so I'm sitting down with a meeting with her in a week and a half. So just being recognized as someone who wants to make good content. I don't need to be famous. I don't need to be wealthy. I want to make a living doing what I love to do. And so if I could become, and I will become, one of those people who makes and sells TV and film, well, then I can have that Top Gun role, and I can have that fantasy player. Like, I think something that's missing from Hollywood is where magic is real in urban environments. Like when we have those Christmas movies where like something magical happens and the family is saved, it's always in the suburbs. Well, I'm not from there. I didn't have a chimney. So how can I create roles and experiences that are magical and amazing for kids who look like me, who are from where I'm from? That's,
wow.
You know.
I mean, couldn't think of a better way to end than on that.
Yes.
You distracted me because I was going to ask something, but I mean, that is pretty amazing to be, you know, here you are pitching your own shows.
It's the beginnings of it, but yeah, I am.
Oh, I was going to joke because you texted me if you could wear the hoodie. I hope you put on something a little nicer when you're pitching to somebody.
I refuse. Actually, it's funny because there's a balance, right? There really is a balance between how you present yourself and where your confidence really is. Like if I'm already a creator, what I'm wearing in the room shouldn't matter to you. What should matter is the content that I'm putting out. And I think that if I approach you with that love and fervor, you know, one of my friends now is a guy named Warren Littlefield, and I didn't realize who Warren was. I didn't realize how cool.
I know who that is.
Right. And so Warren's my buddy.
And for those and for those watching, Warren Littlefield ran NBC television for many, many years.
He's responsible
and created for yes.
Cheers, Seinfeld, Frasier, right? Some of truly my favorite shows. And I was like, Warren, you wrote a book. He was like, New York Times bestseller, man. I was like, oh shit, cool. You know, I think that if I can be as sweet and kind and curious as that man is in his 70s, and that maybe leads to a degree of success, that would be amazing. Because with Warren as Warren is, right? Just kind, curious, and cares about making beautiful things. That to me is what Hollywood should be, and it isn't always. And so there's hope, you know?
Continued success, EJ Bonilla.
Thank you, brother.
Love you, my man. And I'm going to text you. We're going to meet for a drink in the city.
Done.
You can take a train.
Yeah.
Don't fall asleep, though.
I might.
Thank you, my friend. Everybody tune in to The Old Man on FX every Thursday night, correct?
Thursday night. That's right.
Thursday night. The next day on Hulu. Yes, absolutely. EJ, you have a great weekend, my friend.
See you guys.
Thanks, everybody, for tuning in today. Thank you to EJ Bonilla and Jessica Lucia for stopping by. And don't forget to check out his new series. Please join me next Wednesday, June 22nd, when Days of Our Lives head writer Ron Carlavati joins me live. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not. Turn on the notifications for reminders of all upcoming shows, everybody. I hope you all have a great weekend, and please stay safe.